Hey, Nick, there's one laying in here.
Yeah, can I snag that?
Yeah, it was laying right there on the keyboard. Is that what you need?
Yeah.
He's gone. Gary, did you grab one? I don't know.
What's that? No, I just didn't grab that yet.
Which one of this one?
Okay. Love you guys. Thank
No
you.
problem, man.
Are you getting any sound?
Oh, what?
It's not getting the sound on there.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's not getting like the caller sound. I'll have to change some settings. This look like crap. Ah.
Listen how Jack Paul Rogers is.
They leave him, so he shoot.
Yeah.
For the top, gets a step on Laura, gets to the rim, and blocked down there by Enoch.
When Brian hits it 3 in a second.
To Sutton for left wing three. Good.
Sutton has got a serious
I
game
want
face
Paul Rogers.
right now.
Jump hook, puts it up, rolls out, fouled on the shot by Sarr.
There you go. There you go.
Rebound.
Here,
It pulls up by Ward to contest the shot. McMahon pulls up for three. Good.
He really lost it for a second.
Yeah.
Where was Jordan going on that play though? When he got the ball stolen from him early? Where was Jordan going on that one?
He's a journalist.
I can imagine sitting in their film room as Coach Mack and just, son, look, watch this.
Did you not think the guy standing there was going to take the ball?
What were you?
He literally stopped and pounded it, just like, yeah, the dude was like, okay, thanks.
Listen, that's when the streets be like, dude, you point shaver. Because there's no way you made the decision to dribble that ball right there. Yeah, we can start the show whenever, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
You feel like having a show? has no
He
idea.
might be dead. Are we sure he's not dead? Nope, he's moving.
Want to have a show? Feel like having a show? Feel like having a show? Never mind. Do you feel like having a show? Steve, can you close the door? Look how ratchet that looks, Steve.
What?
Oh, this looks terrible. That looks terrible. Sorry, y'all. It's either that or buzzing from the computer. I'm just messing up. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marques Maybin. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station, and boy, do I feel my ear-to-ear smile when you're coming off of wins. When you're coming off of wins where the results were in doubt. Steve Roberts in the building. Brian Holland the boot.
It's always fun to get a win. It's always fun to come in here the day after a win.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to be honest with you. There are times where I kind of enjoyed the pushback like last night. Where I'm kind of like, this game's going to be, it kind of gives you a little juice. Get your juices going, man. So regardless, we're 11-1 in conference. We're 20-3.
Speaking of juice going, shout out the Louisville fans that bared the rain, bared the 9 o'clock start, and kept that team in it.
Oh, it was a great crowd.
It was a great crowd. Again, I said it. These are the kind of games where this fan base is going to cheer loud. It's the type of audience that are really just happy to see their team play at home in person and happy to support their team in person. Very, very, very good. I mean, energetic crowd. It was not packed, but boy, were they loud.
No, it was, man. It was a nice crowd. They got going. I mean, you had the football team there. Well, the early enrollees were there. A lot of the coaches.
The early enrollees were there.
I know,
and they were happy to be there.
Oh
too.
yeah. I know the coaches were with their wives last night. They were kind of. You could tell it was kind of a night out thing. So they were having a good time.
There was a good night out vibe to it.
It was awesome. It was awesome, man. So
shout out Al J's, shout out Galt House,
that's great.
and everybody who came by and spoke. And gentlemen, thank you for the libations
and the diet soda. I appreciate that. Or as Mike the Situation would say, diet soda. Yeah, Daryl Isaac was in the building.
Master P.
Master P.
And Son was in the building. I was kicking it with him. I was like, oh. No.
Did you do that before?
Master P was in the building. That was funny.
No, there was a kind of a. You know what it reminded me of, and it's funny. It happened last night because B. Sims was in yesterday talking with Drew Diener.
Right.
It almost felt like that random game where like Tay Diggs and George Lopez were
Yeah,
there.
and we were like, hey, what are you doing
It's
here?
it's like you're looking around last night and you're like, why are so many like, even if it's just local important, why are so many like important people here? It's like it was kind of a Coach Padgett was in the building, got a good standing ovation from the crowd. I thought that was cool.
Coach Satterfield.
Coach Satterfield, yeah. I mean, it was.
How good did that sound to hear them say? And just give a round of applause to ACC Coach of the Year, Scott Satterfield, and he's what's up, y'all?
I know. I love it.
I'm surprised you didn't stand up.
No, I almost did.
No, he wasn't in the
No, he wasn't. Yeah. No, I did worry myself. I'm not gonna tell the story, but I was like, whoa. Hey, so, anyways, there's But I was
Steve letting random dudes into the security offices.
Yeah, it was just bad. I was like, whoa, hey, bro. No, but I was, yeah, you know, I always give my endearment. I clap, you know what I'm saying? I had my faculty and staff guy that was there. I always, I don't know his name. I need to get his name because I always enjoy him being there because he.
And he enjoys being there.
Yeah, yeah.
We sit right next to a faculty staff, you know, seat that kind of changes hands a lot. Actually, it's Miss Elaine Wise's seat, but
Yeah,
she,
absolutely.
She shares it with other
And
people.
nobody's better than her.
Right. 'Cause
she loves the game, man.
again, if she wasn't sitting right there, she would be sitting in the first row behind that spot. So yeah. She's a front row, lifelonger. But yeah, the people who are happy to be at the games, when they sit there, it's really fun to sit with. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good vibe in the place last night. I think that we'll get into the game as what happened, but just in a nutshell.
And let me open up the phone lines. Talking about your game experience, if you went, if you watched it at home, 8150-939 or 815-0939. 3831-939 is the text line. First texter says, I'm finally convinced to book an Atlanta room.
I mean, they're giving you a lot of reasons. I mean,
it's interesting because I guess we'll work backwards again on this one.
Yeah.
There's an opposite crowd on this one. That game, I won't even say half.
Oh God, no, it's not half.
There's a great portion that says book it, and there's a great portion that says we don't have a shot.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Does it depend on which players are your favorite players and which players you can't stand?
Maybe.
Or whether or not you feel like you had a good game or a bad game last night?
Maybe. That's interesting. I mean, that's an interesting point with it. But, you know, I made the point, I said last night when we jumped
and
on
callers, how were the announcers too? Like call in and let me know what that was like. Cause you know, I heard some people, you know, were shocked about, you know, how complimentary the commentating was, and some people were agitated. So we were actually at the game, so we haven't got a chance to fully go through it. And,
I said it in the post game. I said, look, I think people are happy with that win. And then luckily, or well, not luckily, but I think I was vindicated when watching fans walk through how excited people looked. I mean,
I was surprised at how many people just stayed in there and chilled out.
Yeah, no, people just hung out because here's the thing. In a wild, of course, we got plenty of time to break it all down today because tomorrow we almost got to move on. Quickly. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I mean, just a large breakdown. You played a team that come in and played super hot, and you weathered that, and you come out and you kick their tail in the second half. Now, are there things in there that we'll get into today that I didn't like? Some things, yes. Were there things that I liked? Yes. I mean, sure.
The things you didn't like, were they individual things or were they style things?
Oh, more individual things. Yeah. So, but I mean, look, you just obliterated them. I watched 6 Wake Forest fans over my left shoulder who were great fans.
The scope of emotions, boy.
They were respectful. They were cheering their team. There was nothing wrong with what they were doing, but I was just kind of keeping up with them. And to watch that man look at his wife after Ryan hit that 3 and was like, and literally, Mouse, we were up 12 at half.
Everybody who saw that on YouTube, that was a treat.
That was like a VR experience.
I caught the cord though.
No, it's incredible. It's okay. Nope, you're on. Welcome back. Welcome back to YouTube.
This makes for great video.
Somebody said man down on the quote.
I'm gonna just leave this right here for a second.
Okay, so anyways, here's the thing. When I turn around and I look at that man.
This is good footage.
I know. No, it's awesome. When I look at my boy, he looks at his wife and he's like, we were just up 14 and a half. Like, they just come right out and boom, 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 boom. And here's the problem. Wake Forest's first shot of the second half, they hit another 3. And New Louisville just annihilated
Is
them.
Louisville getting past the point of being shocked at that run?
Yep.
you get to the point where you expect that to happen.
The fan base has started to trust this team. I got very little panic in that building last night. Very little. And I remember
Like outward panic, just a little anxiety on the inside.
Of course, it's a little anxiety, but even to the point of when that team came off the floor, I told the story in the post game. I turned around, I look at Marques Maybin because I'm kind of like I look at the team because I always size them up. I don't know why they all kick my butt.
You always buck up a little bit when they're running by. They're just going to the locker room.
Yeah,
Steven.
I know.
You're waiting for the day when I'm just step.
Just a wish would just sucker punch
the
me.
wish creed.
Yeah, just sucker punch me. But the thing is, I turn around, I look at you. You immediately say, "They're done." And I was like, okay, I feel a little vindicated because a lot of times in the basketball world, you vindicate what I feel. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So at halftime,
Describe to them what you saw. What made you think that originally?
just a team that's up 12, 13 at half.
On the number
Yeah.
5 team in the country.
They almost look, and this is what we've been saying, like with the Boston College thing and the different things, they almost look a little dejected because that team knows more than anybody. My God, I don't know that we could ever play better.
We hit everything.
And these fools are still hanging around.
We
Like,
hit everything.
yeah, it's like you could see it in their face that they were like, what is going on?
The fans in our section, people, like we actually saw the fans cheer for their team. Like, great job, guys. We couldn't have been prouder.
Mm-hmm.
The fans looked like it was an honorable death at that
Yeah,
point.
I know. It's like, way to
At
go.
halftime.
Yeah,
At halftime.
yeah.
We know how this is gonna end because
I said this last night. I think it's a great way to put it. Those Wake Forest fans looked like Steve Rummage in Cardinal Stadium when Jameis Winston come back on Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
When it was like, he's really good.
and you just gotta eat it. Alex, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Right. Right. Really? Mm. Mhm. I mean, did it feel biased, or it just felt like it wasn't good commentating? Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm. Right. Right. No, listen, Alex. Look, I appreciate the call. I got to move along on this point that you're making. As far as competing against the game, how? Give me a percentage of they were just locked in playing the game and they knew it was Wake Forest. Like, give me up probably up to the minute mark if you could. Because here's the thing: there's a big difference between like not being focused and being lazy and being lethargic and just Wake Forest is playing good.
I think when it got to about 30-17, that Louisville kind of, you could tell.
But that
Oh.
weren't getting your calls.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
That
So
was compounding the problem.
yeah, which you ended up shooting 31 free throws.
But here's the thing. The 30 free throws you ended up shooting were right when Dwayne Sutton just threw all caution to the wind, which I've been begging for the entire time. When he started getting into the teeth of the defense, there was nothing they could do. And I think a lot of that free throw shooting came to, them just turning up pressure.
Yeah.
Wake Forest got tired. They wore down as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and so I think that Louisville knew the way they were playing. You could tell if the offensive possessions are extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much to cut into the lead right now as much as it is to hang. As soon as they came out in the second half, you could tell they were going for the kill.
And Darius, watching him just pick up full court, it was almost like, I'm sure Coach told him, start picking him up, but it almost looked. They took so much ownership of it, it almost looked rogue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't look like Coach said, hey, we're going to run this full court man-to-man, one-on-one. It just looked like he was like, you know what, I'm Coach, I feel you, but no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let this dude just stare over me
Yeah.
the whole time. Because it seemed like, if I recall, like the earlier possessions, he was picking them up at half court. And then it went quarter. Then it looked like he's really just
just play. I mean, and I even liked how Louisville kind of continued last night to almost reach. I mean, it was like, look, just make them uncomfortable.
Right.
They're not good. So
stab at the ball a little bit.
Mhm.
Try to make some.
and look,
make some happen.
and you do that, knowing the refs are calling the game tight the way they are.
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's your mama, man?
What's up, man?
Listen, I appreciate the call. Were you thinking the same thing?
What?
TB Teddy better not be at the Virginia game.
Yeah, I don't. Even though I think that he could actually benefit us in a Virginia game, the way he officiates, I still he's so rogue, like in how he can do things. He is like the NCAA. Like I don't want any part of it because you can do whatever you want.
Let's just say this. Let me just say this because Lawrence brought it up. Let's just say it right now. Let me get it off my plate. I don't even want to keep this subject in the back of my mind. To sit in Aljays in the Galt House and watch a guy, what was it, 162 and a half?
Mm-hmm.
To watch the over-under come down to 162 and a half, and it hits 162, and the game come down to a last shot like that. I was uncomfortable. To listen to Drew Diener this morning say he got the spread at 10 and a half, and you win by 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then you start thinking about when they call fouls late and the momentum of the game. Like I said, the gambling conversation is not mine.
Right.
But the ethics of the sport and the defense of the sport is where I feel. That's where I turn into, regulation guy.
Yeah.
Big time regulation guy. Big time uncomfortable. Big time. Well, what if this happens next and this happens next? And I'm normally not that guy, but just watching the way the referee was chiding Jordan Ward.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Like you remember him, just like Jordan, like I've watched players react all night to calls. I've watched them jump in the air. I've watched them, hell no. I've watched all that all night. And Jordan is on the ground, gets the call, and does the, who, me?
Yeah.
And just the guy standing and staring at, like, why are you having stare downs with an All-American, an ACC preseason All-American,
Yeah.
who you just called for a foul? Like,
Yeah.
why are you having stare downs with him?
Right.
You make the call, you go to the table. If referees call the foul and they see the number and they're on their way. The only way you have interaction is if Jordan says something to you that's gonna get your attention.
Yeah.
But you looking at him, waiting for a reaction is saying, okay, you're trying to insert something else
Right.
into this game, and that was just. It was a little
Yeah.
it felt a little funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of that when stuff like that starts happening. But kind of like the Mississippi State guy with the free throw where he bounces the ball real hard.
For people who don't know this, the last free throws in the Kentucky Mississippi State game, this referee, like the guy's on the line and he's kind of like, does the, pass me the ball, I'm ready to shoot. And the referee takes about 2 more dribbles and he just throws this real hard check ball bounce pass, right? And the player catches it. And he's like staring at the ref like, and it sucks too because it's like, you would never do that to me at any place in this, on this planet. You would never throw a basketball at me like that. Mm-hmm. Why did you throw that basketball at me like that?
Yeah.
Like, what were you trying to say?
Yeah.
And I was telling Steve, referee throws a ball at me like that, I'm either going to act like I didn't catch it and knock it away, or I'm going to throw it right back to him and be like, man, give me a pass, man.
I know. Yeah.
Or are you trying to say something? Like,
I know.
Yeah. That's my point. Like, you're going to have to start marking these referees for moments like that.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
So moving along.
Yeah.
Game, that was kind of a game flow thing.
Yeah.
Let's start the game over.
Okay.
Wake Forest was hot, or we weren't challenging. That first shot that we didn't challenge well, did that give you any pause?
No.
What about the challenges where Fresh Kimball was going up through the guy's arms into the shot pocket?
Yeah. Well, he was good last night, first off. I mean, you mentioned him. We can get to personnel later, but, I mean, he was really good last night. But, yeah, I did like, I mean, he challenged a couple times that he went right up through the shooter's arms. Like.
Yeah, it's hard. The YouTubers know what I mean, but, guys shooting, he's right through.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Right, where his whole arm, where his forearm is near the guy's forehead.
I said in the pregame, and I think it's kind of what happened. I think Louisville's kind of checking their temperature a little bit. And here's the thing. I don't think Louisville was just playing like crap.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They weren't playing that bad.
Yeah, I think they were doing what they do. They usually crank up the heat a little bit later. But Wake Forest was knocking shots down. But the thing is so was Louisville.
YouTuber says Enoch actually got me hyped for once.
Okay. I'm assuming the dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good post position.
Great play.
He knew the guy was in foul trouble.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Okay. Well, give me some plays that stick out in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like if here's the thing, a month from now.
Yeah.
When somebody asks you, and I'll open the phone lines up for this one as well. 8150-939, 3831-939. A month from now, you're only going to remember 4 to 7 plays of this game. What are you going to remember?
Well, and Ryan's.
Okay, we're going to call this the Wake Forest game.
Yeah, Ryan's and one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that is that number 1?
For me, probably.
Ryan's and one 4-point play for the Wake Forest game? Is that the play? Because that cut it to a 1-point game, I think.
Well, the free throw cut it to a 1-point game. Yeah. That probably would be up there at number one for me. Fresh Kimball's late three when they cut it to 5.
From the corner.
No, well maybe it was from the corner. I think it was from like the wing. It was from the wing. The guy kind of put his hand down, and Fresh was standing there, and Fresh just went ahead and pulled it.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I saw the condensed. I was going by that.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, War's block probably. Yeah, War's block would be up there. That was a heck of a
War's
block.
early block, and he was loading up as soon as he knew he was gonna get killed.
Yeah,
He knew he was gonna get in so much trouble if that guy dunks that basketball.
yeah. And the Stephen Ann one. It's probably good.
The back down.
The 3 from Jordan, drawing the foul,
But not getting the call.
and he was on 1 foot.
You like that one.
I love
Jim,
it.
thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Just what was that?
That's a really good point.
Good call.
That's a really good point that I haven't made yet. That they struggle a lot of times coming out of halftime. If they do that last night, that's a problem. They didn't. And that's a good point. They came right out and just immediately. Like I said, Wake hit the 1-3, but they had Wake just throwing it around, going, "What do we do? What do we do? Somebody who wants to shoot it?"
Eric, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away. Was it energy or execution to you? Let me ask you this. Have you hated that from the beginning? Because how many like actual layups and dunks have we gave up on that pick and roll defense? Like, do you even remember, more than 2 a game that we've actually given up on that play where the big man's out there? Right. No, listen, I appreciate the call. I think most people feel that way. Most people, if you just don't like it, if you're just not used to seeing your 7-footer out there, you know what I'm saying? It makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the same thing that makes you uncomfortable is the same thing that makes Coach K want to retire. Because Coach K doesn't know why he can't exploit that.
Yeah.
He can't exploit that because your weak side guard is doing a great job jamming up the center. Like people don't realize, you got your guard and your big man out there fighting, but there's a corner man who's helping.
Yeah.
And he's closing out hard. So everybody's having to run that hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like teams that go zone. Coaches always say, zone is not for rest. You have to work just as hard in zone,
Right.
but you just have a different assignment. This is the same way. Like Malik has to work. Stephen Enoch has to work hedging and getting
Oh,
back.
absolutely.
But that offside guy is the real brains of the operation. That's why, you know, when Ryan McMahon is in there, they try to put McMahon in a position where he has to jam up the big man. And
Yeah.
and again, one time in the North Carolina State game, Ryan got hung up near the basket.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get one or two of those a game just by a point guard taking a chance on a pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
But most of the time, that pass is not completed, and it's a gamble. It's a big risk.
Yeah, I was going to say, we rarely ever get beat on that because, I mean, that's such a tough pass for a guard to make.
Right, and they're passing it over the outstretched arms. Like to you see Enoch running backwards, but Enoch is reading the guy's eyes, and he has his arms up in the air. And that's a 7-footer with 7-foot arms, and even though he's not looking at the guard, he's flailing these arms around, and it looks like one of those you know those advertising things that have the fan and they just wave their arms around like in front of, you know, car lots or something. Like you have that, and that's what the guard is looking at.
Yeah.
So he can't really see his big man like that.
Listen, it's one of those things. It's what you do with 9-10-year-olds. You put them out in there, and then you take them one by one, and you go, all right, look at the defense. All right, now everybody raise your arms. See how much harder it is to pass. You know, it's like, you know, you do that. I've been dealing, if you can tell, I've been dealing with that. But,
DJ from Texas, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind? Feeling good.
good, man.
So what? Let me ask you, what play? If a month from now somebody says the Wake Forest game, what's the play that stands out to you the most? Which one? The end of the game, Malik block. Right. Look. Yep. No. Lord, did you? Go ahead. No, I appreciate the call. That's funny. Steve's talking about Saturday's game, and I'm just like, don't even start with that. He mentioned the blocks. If you listen to me, everyone knows one of my most convincing moments to attend the University of Louisville was watching that shoot around. It was Boston College, and watching that practice where Damian Dantzler and Alvin Sims went head to head.
Yeah.
On a transition fast break. Keep in mind, this is shoot around, Steve.
Yeah.
You got a game in about 5 hours.
Right.
And to watch them challenge each other, you know what I'm saying? And the dunk, like they challenged each other so ferociously, you know what I'm saying, that I just got excited. Like, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody's scared of getting dunked on. No, you know, nobody's scared to dunk on
Oh,
somebody.
sure.
This is awesome. That stood out to me. Jordan put his name on the line with that block.
Man, he went because he come around.
Yeah, from behind.
That's tough, man, because you have to be able to get it there because, I mean, if not, when you come around like that, you're face to face, which means if they get it, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah.
Steve, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, all American Jordan Wara, that guy would have loved nothing more in his life
man.
than to put Jordan Wara on a poster board.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, Jordan went for it, and he caught it.
He got it, and you could hear it. You heard it hit the ball. It was like, pop. It was like, oh.
Okay. Stephen Enoch's block.
Uh-huh.
That's the one. That's the one that when he's on the best available list
Yeah.
during the draft,
Yeah.
that one's gonna show up. They're gonna
Yeah.
say he has so much untapped potential. Watch how he waits so that ball's in the air and he gets off the floor. And I'm talking about he's up 11 and a half in no time.
Yeah.
The one he pitches out, then Malik gets the block
Yeah.
at the end of the game.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, no, they were impressive with those, or in that aspect of the game. I did tell you, I said, look, you know, when Steve got that block, it's like that dude's not going to drive again,
Right.
Because that's demoralizing, man.
That's so impressive.
Let me see, who was it? Maybin, or not Maybin?
Oh.
Maybin. Malik gets the block. I did like how he had the swag afterwards. Kind of does the
Who?
walk off. Malik,
oh yeah, right.
yeah, just walks it down the court. On the other side of it, 22 points is great between the two of them. 3 rebounds between the two of them. That is one thing I put in the bad category from last night.
The big time bad.
I can't have my bigs coming away with 3 boards between the both of them. Because that's
just mentality wise.
Yeah, that's when Coach Max got to look at him and go, do you know how much crap I'm getting right now for not playing this firecracker over here? And if y'all come away with 3 boards, like...
Chris, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Good.
Really? You thought he was complimentary? Isn't all that true though? No, listen. I appreciate the call.
That's funny.
What am I supposed to do with that one, Steve? Because our interaction with Dan was great.
Listen, no, yeah, look, we've said that all along, though. We didn't really have a beef with Donnie. I don't agree with what he did, but
Right.
I think he was out of line with some of the things
He was
did.
way out of line.
Yeah.
He's way out of line.
But, I mean, he's always been nice to me. You know?
Yeah, and it's not, you can be a jerk to everybody else and then nice to me and then.
And we're cool.
No.
Yeah,
It's like, you know, like you spend a whole game with somebody and you know what I'm saying, and you look at them in the face and you're like, okay, so this is a job for you.
Yeah.
Like you forget your outlandishness is employment.
Right, yeah, so, yeah, whatever. whatever. I don't know. I think he.
I do agree with the caller though, Chris. I believe I do agree that I felt like he was setting it up when he said people need to pay more attention to Louisville. 2 days before you do the game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think, because I had no idea he was even calling the game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I don't think that's surprise. Looking back now, you're like, oh well, yeah, he's kind of, even though he's right, and winning last night.
Awesome. Antonio Brown apologizes to the Steelers. It's great. People can change.
You probably should.
People can grow.
Yeah.
Dan Dockich, Antonio Brown, they all growing.
Yeah, fair enough. That's one way to look at it.
Right.
But yeah, no. But what I was saying though with the rebounds, man, is again that's a little troubling from our bigs, because I said it right before you picked
A
up
little.
the phone.
Give me a.
I mean, lately, it's kind of not big. Like they're not really rebounding. I mean, Malik has 2
They're
rebounds in the
boxing
last.
out, but they're not going after the ball, or they're going after the ball and not boxing
Yeah,
out.
I mean,
they're
think
not
about
doing the
it.
double.
Malik
motion.
has 2 boards in the last 2 games. That's not okay.
But it seems like they're always the biggest ones.
I know. No, I know. And that's the problem.
Right.
Is then at the end of the game, he makes the play to win the game. You're like, yeah. I mean, not the play, but
Yeah.
one of the,
Just
just.
the important possessions.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're better rebounders.
Right.
than that.
I'm not ragging on them, because when you watch it and you watch them box their man off the board, you know that drill you used to do when the coach shoots it and the ball's supposed to bounce 3 times.
Yeah.
So you're just boxing out everybody,
Uh-huh.
and anybody can get it. Like, part of me wants to say your mentality of not going to get the ball is a problem,
Uh-huh.
and then the other part of me wants to say, no, everybody's so focused on boxing out most of the time that it's unselfish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I always hated that drill too. Because I'm
You always got-
the ball bounces so slow. And it's like, I'm like, dude, there's no way it's necessary for me to box somebody out this long.
To box somebody out to where the
Yeah.
ball bounces
Yeah.
3 times on the ground.
That's a good question.
I'm listening.
Top text. Do you think, does Malik look hurt, or does he look like the brace is bothering him?
Malik looks like Malik, Steve.
Okay. I agree with that. We're on the same page there.
Malik looks like Malik has looked.